What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB here tonight with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season number 12. This is episode 10. I actually cannot believe we're at episode 10. This episode is titled Living on the Edge. So you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into the video. Alright, you guys, so before I actually start up with the video, I just want to ask a question out there. How are we feeling about this season so far? Are we liking the season? Are we not liking the season? Is the season like slow for some of you guys, or is it, just uneven pace? Just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So far, I have to say, I am enjoying it. It's not as boring as season 10 was. Season 11 was decently good. I felt like season 11 was decently good. Season 10 was boring to me, and it's not as dark as season 9 was. So I'm okay with so far with this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if we go by with the preview show for next week is where we get into the shit. But we picked back up. So this episode actually picked up where last week's episode left off, when the girls were on a rooftop. They were having a conversation, and then Nene joined the group. Now, when Nene joined the group, the girls were they were really quiet, but they were still talking, but no one like really acknowledged Nene. I think the only person, only two or three people acknowledged Nene, and that was her lapdog Giovanna and Marlo. And I know Candy said she acknowledged Nene because she said it in her speak on it last week. So she said she acknowledged her, but with the exception of like Portia, Cynthia, Kenya. None of them really acknowledged Nene's presence there. Now, mind you, they were having this conversation about Kenya and Cynthia, how Mike felt like Kenya was out of line for what she did at the wine cellar party, which I 100% agree, she was out of line for what she did. Now, Kenya accepted it, and she was like, cool, and they moved on. Now, Nene, however, she was quiet. But I'm honest with that. Nene just walked in on the situation. She don't know what's going on, so why would she speak on it? Absolutely get that. So then Tanya tells them that they're going to leave there and they're going to go to this, it's a King and Queen showcase. So they're going to go there and they're going to have a good time. So we see them at the King and Queen showcase. They're having a good time there. So then afterward, we see they go back. I think they went to I don't know whose room this was, but it was Eva. Nope, wrong person. Giovanna, Marlo, Nene, and they had Candy in there with them as well. So, Candy brings up the whole thing of, when you came on the rooftop, you were a little bit quiet. And Nene was like, the reason why she was quiet, because she just came in on the tail end of a conversation, so she really didn't know what was going on. So it wasn't her place to, put her input in. And I respect that, and I agree with that. So they said that what we were really talking about is the fact that Kenya, made a poor judgment call when it came to Cynthia and Mike. And she was like, well, did you tell her that, she did the same thing with Marla at her event? She's like, well, I was trying to tell her that at the event, but Marla came over there and told me to stop talking to her, but you can't tell me who I cannot talk to, which I agree with that as well. So then Tanya comes in there with them, and, man, I absolutely 100% love Tanya. Tanya is a ball of fun, a ball of energy. I would love to just hang out with Tanya. I feel like I would have a damn good time hanging out with Tanya. So, then they start to talk about the whole letter that Nene sent to Cynthia for her wine cellar opening. And Candy asked her, so, how did it get to the blogs? Like, did you leak it? And Nene said, I don't talk to any blogs, so it definitely wasn't me. And then she also said that she doesn't have she's not even cool with B. Scott, which that's where the blog ended, the thing ended up at. But in her, she's putting it out there that she didn't do it, but it's a possibility. She's trying to say that Kenya did it. And I'm like, okay, why would Kenya of all people do that? If you were making nice with Cynthia, why would Kenya go as far as to put that out there? Because that's painting you in a good light. So why would Kenya necessarily 100% do that? Who do I think? I mean, again, I'm going to tell you guys who I think did it. I believe it was Giovanna. Like, you can't tell me it wasn't Giovanna that did it. Now, Nene also did say that Cynthia told some of the girls that, you know, she lost the card and misplaced the card, but then she found it again. So I'm guessing that's kind of how she's trying to say that it was Kenya who did it. Now, if you guys didn't watch What Happens Live, tonight Cynthia was on there with Bevy Smith and Mike was behind the bar. So Andy did ask her that question on Watch What Happens Live about this whole card. And, you know, she said, what did she say? I'm trying to remember what she said because I was just watching it before I came on camera. She said, oh, that's what it was. Andy asked her, well, he said, well, you did read it out loud. She said, but for somebody to memorize that verbatim, she said it was pretty long. So for somebody to memorize that verbatim and then go to B. Scott and tell B. Scott that kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. And and that's what I said last week. You know, for somebody had to have actually saw that card, maybe took a picture of it, typed it down, something like that. But to, you know, remember it verbatim, I mean, I have a photographic memory, but I'm not going to sit there and remember something that somebody said and then go recite it exactly word for word to a blog. Unless the blog is going to pay me. But no, doesn't make sense. But let's move on, you guys. All right, so now let's move over to day 2. So day 2 starts up, and what the girls are doing with this day, they're going to go try on their costumes for Carnival. And, you know, they try the costumes on. I have to say, without a doubt, they all look good. But the one who looked, from what we saw, Candy looked damn good in her costume. And Marla looked good as well. But Candy, I'm like, wow, you look good, girl. Like, show off that body more. So then, so all the girls are there with the exception of Nene at first. So Nene and Giovanna and Marla were not there when they first got there. But then they do show up. And, you know, Nene's letting them know that she's not going to be participating because she has to get back for a show that she has. I think she said she had a show here in Dallas. I wasn't really paying too close attention. And also, I will say that, you guys, if there are some things that I leave out of this episode, it's just because the episode wasn't a lot to talk about. So I might leave some things out, and I'm so sorry if I do. But, so, where was I at? Okay, so yeah, Nene said she wasn't coming. And then Eva says she had an event, a charity event or something that she had to go to the next day. I think that's what she said. So, you know, Eva was getting ready to leave. So Nene was like, Eva, can I speak to you? She says, okay, cool. So they have a conversation. And Nene, you know, when she first started talking to Eva, she said she acknowledges what she did. But I'm like, but that's not an apology. Just acknowledging something doesn't mean that you're apologizing for it. And, you know, Eva tells Nene that she just felt like she didn't care about her feelings last season when, you know, she wanted to talk to her off camera. But, you know, behind that whole stuff, I mean, because her baby daddy is batshit freaking crazy. But, you know, in the end of it, Nene does apologize. And I'm like, wow, Nene apologized to Eva? Okay, interesting. So now that they finished with the, where was I at? The costumes fitting, they then are going to go to the CN Tower. So, you know, Tanya's talking about, oh, you know, if you guys want to be bold and just, you know, just go out there, we can definitely, like, you know, go on top of the building and, you know, we can just hang from the side of it. And I was with everybody else. I'm like, hang from the side of a building, Tanya? What in the fuck? Absolutely hell to the no. My black ass would not. I'm so terrified of heights. Like, there is no way on hell I can do that. I mean, more power to the people who do it. I couldn't do it. It just wouldn't be me. So, you know, they do some impersonations of people. I know Portia, she impersonated Cynthia. Giovanna did a terrible impersonation of Portia, making it seem like the girl is always asking for food. Who else? Candy did an impersonation of Marlo. Kenya impersonated, who the hell did Kenya impersonate? No, Candy did not impersonate Marlo. Candy impersonated Nene. So I want to say Kenya impersonated Candy, I think. I think, shit, I don't remember. Cynthia. I think Cynthia impersonated Marlo. But you know, it was fun. It was fun. It was a good time had by all. Even Nene was laughing. I'm like, wow, the meanest person is laughing. So then once they get to the CNN tower, you know, Kenya, Cynthia, and Eva are together, and Eva's telling her that, you know, Nene apologized to her, and Candy is telling Portia and Giovanna the same thing. And Kenya asked Eva, does she think that it was sincere? She says, well, I couldn't really see her eyes, so I can't really tell you 100% yes or no, but, you know, I'm going to take it at face value for now. Now, I really wish that Giovanna would just mind her business, because she just talking about, you know, this is small shit that everyone can get over. Giovanna, please do us all a favor and shut the fuck up. Like, Giovanna is irritating. I know what you're doing, Giovanna, but the fans don't like you. We don't want you on the show. Like, you're thirsty. You really are trying to get this peach. Like, if you would just, I feel like if you would be more authentic to who you really are, instead of trying to be up Nene's ass, just be you, be authentic. Hell, that's the one thing that we can say about Marlo. Besides the fact that Marlo does, you know, cape for Nene, I feel like what we see from Marlo is 100% genuine and authentic. And that's what I cannot say about Giovanna. I can't say that Giovanna is 100% authentic, because she did a complete, you know, 180 from last season. She did a complete 180. Not a 360. A 360 is a full circle, you guys. But yeah, she did a full 180. Like, it's just, she went from one point to another point, and it's just like, wait a minute. So who is the real Giovanna, or AKA Gail, as everybody calls her? Like, who is the real you? And I just don't feel like we know who Giovanna is. Would I like to get to know who Giovanna is? Absolutely not. I'm good on that one. Bravo don't offer her a peach. I'd rather you give Marlo a peach before you give Giovanna a peach. I absolutely would love that if you gave. I wouldn't love it, but if you're giving out peaches, give Marlo a peach. Say forget Giovanna. So then, you know, we see Nene. She's talking to, I believe she was talking to Eva, and she was talking about how, you know, she would at some point love to have a conversation with Portia. You know, she was talking about how, you know, she considered Portia a little sister, and she was big sis, but she never felt like Portia reciprocated. Which she said that at a reunion. I think that was a season 10 reunion or the season 9. Nope, she wasn't at the season 9 reunion. So it might have been like the season 8 reunion or the season 10 reunion, where she said that she felt like Portia. It was one of the early reunions where she said she felt like Portia. She felt like she was being a good friend and a big sister to Portia, but Portia wasn't doing the same to her. And then she's also talking about, you know, she doesn't know where all this, she doesn't understand this. And I'm like, what do you not understand? The fact that you call Portia fat? And she was pregnant, and then she gonna sit here and say, well, you know, Portia was fat before she got pregnant. I never want to stop Portia was fat. I follow Portia on social media. Actually, I think I follow her on Twitter. I know for a fact I follow her on Instagram. Portia's not fat. Portia has a fat ass. She has a fat ass, and she has big breasts. And I mean, her stomach is not like flat, but she's not big. Like, she's not obese. She's not none of that. According to, I mean, like, maybe according to a medical standard, she would be obese. Which I don't get how these medical standards come up with obese, overweight. I just don't understand that shit. And I'm speaking from experience. I just don't understand it. But where was I at? What was I talking about? But yeah, she called her fat, and she was pregnant. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, Nene, you are the last person to call it. And I don't think that Nene's fat. By no means do I think that she's fat. Nene has a weird figure by every sense of the word. Her figure is just completely weird. She looks like Gumby. No offense to her, but she looks like fucking Gumby. So for her to sit here and try to call Portia fat, like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. You're not skinny. How many surgeries have you had to make yourself look different, but you still look the same? Just put that out there. Well, let's move on, you guys. There's always an ambulance in this ambulance, fire wagon, or police car in this area. People gotta learn how to either drive or do something in this damn town. But let's go back to this show. So Portia, you know, she gets flowers from Dennis. I mean, I could have done without this scene. She called Lauren to tell her about the flowers. Big whoop, whatever, don't really care, let's move on. So we see them and they're heading to this party. Also, before we move over to that, we see Tanya. So Tanya's at her room and Paul shows up and Paul has Dennis with him. And Dennis has the same ring that he proposed to Portia with before. I would hope, I mean, damn. Bro, you couldn't buy her another ring, but you know what? It is what it is. I ain't gonna knock the man. I'm just gonna keep it moving. So then we see them. They go to this party. They sit down. They have a good time. So then we see Portia, Candy, and Kenya break apart. So what they want to do is they want to grill Giovanna about this recording. So they do go to, they go get Giovanna, like, Giovanna, hey, let's go talk, have a conversation real quick. So they talk to her and they ask her about the recording. She says she knows about the recording, but she doesn't know who did the recording. I also forgot to mention that earlier when they were in Candy's and whoever's room they was in, you know, they were talking. Candy was talking about the recording, and Giovanna said, "Oh, I don't know anything about that either." But then she backpedaled and said she did know about it and she knows who did it. But I thought you said you didn't know who did it. Like, I'm believing more and more that Giovanna is literally the one who did this recording. Like, that's just what I think. I could be wrong, but they're saying it's someone in the group. So let's just throw names out there and, you know, we'll go from there. So we know it's not Candy because Candy knew nothing about it. Not Portia, because Portia wasn't talking to Nene at the time. Nor wasn't Kenya, because Kenya and Nene don't get along with each other. So that eliminates 3 people right there. So we're left with, who are we left with? We're left with Giovanna, we're left with Marlo, and we're left with Eva. But we can also kind of scratch out Eva because Eva wasn't talking to Nene at that time either. So if it's someone in their circle, it's only 2 people in their circle. Yeah, 2 people in the circle. And that is Giovanna and Marlo. Like, those are the only 2 people in this circle. I was thinking about somebody else, but that person was nowhere near, you know, goddamn, well, there is one more person that I'm leaving out. But she wasn't talking to her either. Tanya. I would say Tanya, but Tanya wasn't talking to Nene at that time. And I just don't pick Tanya as that type to be that messy. So, again, it is between Giovanna and Marlo, and I just don't think Marlo did. I really 100% believe Marlo when she said she didn't do it. So my money is still on Giovanna, a.k.a. Gail. Unless she can prove otherwise that she didn't do it, my money is still on Giovanna that she did it. So then at the end of the episode, then this shows up. And that's basically where the episode ended, you guys. So that is it for this week's Real Housewives of Atlanta episode. If I left anything out, I do apologize. This episode just was not a lot for me. And I was in and I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to the episode. I'm so sorry to say that, but I wasn't paying that much attention to it. So if I left anything out, we can talk about it below. If I didn't, I think I hit every topic basically. I think so. But you guys, be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything. Share this video. And also, if you guys would like to follow me on social media, I always put the information down below in the description bar. But my Twitter is JB_the_CEO. My Instagram is Jbsayzwhat, same like it is on this channel. And my Snapchat is Mr. GB_it is to you. I think that's it. If not, it's literally in the description bar down below. But I will catch you guys for the next video, which is Married to Medicine.